Mm-hmm. You forgot your what?
Email.
Did you really? Right.
It's like, it's either 32 or 14. I can't remember which number it shows.
You can message me.
I can?
I made like this new
Okay,
message.
I'll just give you my old email.
Please don't shout at me on the phone.
I don't remember my password.
It's like text. She's crying.
Pardon?
She's crying.
Yeah, I don't. For some reason she didn't.
No.
All
Wow.
right. You know I really like these kind of problems, correct? Let's start with perimeter. What's the perimeter of this figure?
How do you know that those are both 12?
Because I told you in the directions it's a parallelogram. And what do you know about a parallelogram?
They're parallel.
And both pairs of opposite sides are congruent. So what do you do for perimeter? You add all the sides. This is the mistake that kids make. What's wrong with that problem? My solution. Okay, why do they make this mistake? Because they only see two numbers, they only add two numbers. What should I add in addition to this? Another 12 and another 20. Why? Because that's 12 and that's 20. So we're going to have 24 and 40, which is 64. Now, what's the area formula for base times height? All right. What's the relationship between any base and height? Perpendicular. There's the perpendicular. So what's the base? 12. What's the height? Oh my, we don't. So what do we do?
36 and 90.
So this is 30. What's opposite 30? What's opposite 60? What's opposite 90? Now, this 20 was not on that side. How did I get 20 on that side? Because they're congruent. So what do we know about x? X is equal to 10. Do I need this segment down here or do I need that segment up there? So what is this? That's 10 square root of 3. So what's my height? 10 square root of 3. Remember I said that this answer was 120 square root of 3? That's how that happened. Next question? Maria? 7. Yes.
So, you determined that x is 3, and then you times it, you multiplied it by the 12 next to it.
Okay, so I did, do you see how I got 10 square root of 3?
Yeah.
Do you agree it's the height? And the relationship between any height and base is perpendicular, which makes 12 the base. So why did I multiply 12 times 10? Because 12 is the base and 10 is square root of 3 is the height.
So since they're whole numbers, why would you add the, when you put 6 square root of 2 plus 6, but you multiply both?
Because this says to multiply, and the other thing I was telling you was perimeter where we added.
So you don't add the whole number next to square root?
On the one that we're talking about, the perimeter was 3 square root of 3 to, was it 3 square root of 2? Plus 3 square root of 2 plus 3 plus 3, I believe. So those are addable, so that's going to be 6 square root of 2. Those can be summed, that's 6, that's how that happened. I cannot add these because they're unlike.
Well, that's unlike too, because the 10 has a square root of 3 and the 12 doesn't.
But this is addition, and that's multiply. The rules are different.
Oh, okay.
Think about this. Can I multiply x times y?
No.
Yes, I can do that. That's as good as it gets. Okay? But can I add x plus y? No. Same concept. Okay. 7's been requested. Mackenzie?
On the test, like, we forget to, like, factor or whatever, well, we get the entire thing.
What do you mean factor?
I mean, not factor, like, reduce, like, the...
No, you'll just get 1 point off.
Okay.
Oh, you mean rationalize?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be 2. Yeah.
Okay, and then can I get that?
Yeah. So number 7 looked like this. That's kind of weird.
So,
I think it looks like this. Now, I did give you this, didn't I? And I did give you this, correct? And this is 7, and down here is 11, and this is 8 feet. So, question. How do you find area? Well, does it a perimeter and area? We can't even find perimeter right now, can we? What do we need? We need this, don't we? Well, how in the world are we going to find it?
You bring it over and make it a triangle.
So we're going to drop a perpendicular down here. Now, what do we know about this dotted line and that highlighted side?
Perpendicular to the 90 degrees and then put the 60 on top.
Okay, and what do we know about the dotted and this one?
And it's equal.
Okay, opposite 30,
Yes.
opposite 60, and opposite 90. So where's your equation? Okay, 2x equals 8, x equals what?
4.
Okay, so what is 4?
4 is height.
The height is now 4, which makes this what?
4.
So now what do you add for perimeter?
4, 11.
7 plus 11 plus 8 plus which 4?
The 4 on the outside.
It's only, yeah, it does. It's the yellow 4, not the dotted 4. Why don't we add this in?
That's the height.
It is inside. Perimeter is distance around the outside. So this is going to be 18 plus 12 is 30. Is that what I read as an answer?
Yes.
So now what's the area formula? You got to know this. Got to know this. What is it?
1/2 height and parentheses also height.
Okay, you've got to study these. All right, do I know my height? What is it? How do we know it's a trapezoid? Because there's only one pair of parallel sides. What's one base? What's the other base? Okay, so if I take half of 4, that's going to be 2 times 18, or
What is this equation called?
area formula for a trapezoid? Okay, so that was number 7. What's the next question? That's done. Do you have a question? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Never mind. I actually thought that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 15 I did, but I have not done 16. Would you like to see 16 instead? Okay. Now, the other 14, 15 will be on period 1 online. Now, if we get to the point that we're out of questions, then I certainly will go back and do some that you want. Is that fair? Okay. So the first thing I would do is graph, and when we graph, what do we have to be careful of?
The coordinates.
16, yes. Make sure you graph well. All right, that was the issue with the projects, at least the ones that I graded early. Coordinates kind of were a problem. All right, this is 16. They told us x is 3, to the right 3, down 2, that is x. 3, negative 2. They told us y is 1, negative 4, that is y, 1, negative 4. And then we've got z, which is 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 4. Wow. Yeah, I didn't realize it was so tiny. So this is our triangle. Is that really our triangle?
Yeah. I feel like a huge graph.
3, negative 2. 1, negative 4. Okay, so which two sides do you think are congruent?
The one with the y.
So xz is going to be the square root of what?
Wait, I wonder if it does.
3 minus 3 plus negative 4 minus a minus 2 quantity squared. What happens to 3 minus 3? Okay, so this is going to end up to be negative 2 squared. Do you see where my negative's still inside the parentheses? That means we have to square all of it. So what's the square root of 4? 2. All right, xz. What is yz? 1 minus 3 quantity squared plus minus a minus 4 squared, and what happens here? That's going to end up to be 0. So again, we get negative 2 squared, and what is negative 2 squared? Which is what? So what do we know about this triangle? It is isosceles, and you're going to tell me why. Because it has two congruent sides. Lucas. Let's do that. Let's look at yx. See if it is, what is that called? Equilateral. So what we're doing yx, right? Yeah. Yx. So how about 1 minus 3 squared plus negative 4 minus a minus 2 squared? Do you agree that's going to be negative 2 squared plus negative 2 squared, which is going to be 4 plus 4, which is square root of 8, which is 4 times 2, and what's the square root of 4? Is it equilateral? No. Yes. Next. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, that was the arc length in the area of the sector, and I went over that yesterday. Yeah. Yes. I would love to do 18 or 19. In fact, I'm already on graph paper. So let me see if I can read, because we didn't do any of these first period. So let's see if I can recreate this. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7, and I'm here, and I go up 1 over 3. And then we go all the way over to 5, 6, 7, 8.
What number is this?
2, 4, 6, 8. And then we're going to come down to here. And we're going to come, there's basically the outside. And then, I don't know.
Are you freehanding it?
No. This is 1, and I think I stopped 3 short. Does that look right? 1, 2, 3. All right. So I do need to label it, though. This is A, B, C, D, E, F. Well, you will see it on your worksheet tonight. You asked for 18, correct? 18 is asking for parallelogram A, B, E, F. So I'm going to highlight it. A to B, B all the way over to E, E to F, and then F to A. Do you see it? What's the formula for a parallelogram? A equals base times height. How long is that base?
14.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. 14 times, how high is it?
30.
So what is this area? Next.
Is it 18 and 19 and 36? No, you got 30.
Let's look.
Wait.
19 is trapezoid HCEF. H to C to E to F. Do you agree that's not a parallelogram?
I agree, that's a trap.
Okay, that is a trapezoid. 19. So what is the area formula for a trapezoid? Height.
You're right.
All right, so let's look up here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one height or one base is 8. At the bottom we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how high is it? 3. So this is going to be 3 halves times 20, and I believe 2 divides 20 10 times for a total of 30. Next. Yes. Number 6. No, that's not my. Thank you. That's one of my students that got National Merit Finalist, I think. I am doing number 6. Add all sides. Any figure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there is one number on a triangle and another number for perimeter, but it would say isosceles. You just, like, how would you know which triangle would make congruent, like which side is congruent?
Hopefully they were marked or the angles are marked so that you would know.
So one of the numbers would have a little tap.
Mm-hmm. All right, so perimeter. What do we add for perimeter? This is number 6. 10, 5, and 7. Why not 4.5? Because that's the height. What's the area formula for a triangle? Okay, so what is my base? What is my height? How do you know? Good, that's what I was looking for. 10 times 4.5 is 45, and half of that is 22.5. Centimeters squared. Yeah, I didn't put my units. Next. Well, let's see if there's any more that we have not done.
We have done 3.
We have not done 3.
Or 8, or 11.
And I think I gave you everything you needed on 3. Well, this one is going to be dotted. All right. I told you, just kidding, I didn't give you everything you needed. This is 9. I did this. This is 7. And this is 13. All right. How do we, this is number 3. How do we do perimeter?
5 plus 9 plus 13 plus 30.
All right. I don't want anybody adding 2 numbers tomorrow.
44.
It's going to be 44.
Wait, you need to show 18.
I got it. Well, no, I just was doing that because I didn't know you were going to tell me 44. All right. Am I ready to find area? What is area? Base times height. Why, Albert, why did you say 7 times 13? How do we know? But how do you know that's 13? Okay, just checking. I think that's 91, am I right? Okay, next. 8. I had a really tiny top. Did you notice that? All right, this whole thing is 18. This is 8. This is 11, and this is 4. And this is 6. All right, what's the perimeter? This is number 8. What's the perimeter? 4. So that's going to be 12 plus 29, which is 20, 30, 41. Did I do that right or wrong?
No, you're right.
All right, how do we do area of a parallelogram? Base times height? No. 1/2 height. Did I really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then you answered my question well. Sorry I asked a poor question. All right, so what is my height? What is 1 base? plus 4. What's half of 6?
3 times 2
Which is,
e6.
yep. Next, we have not done 11. Oh, let's do 11 because you've got one like this. All right, it says the area of a parallelogram is 200 square inches. It says the height of a parallelogram is 25 inches. What's the area formula for a parallelogram? A is equal to base times height. Where does 200 go? Why? Because it's area. Where does the 25 go? Why? Right there it is. So now how do I solve for B? And what is it? Okay, you've got one of these where you're going to work backwards. I can't imagine the EOC not doing this. Next. Number 1. Oh, we haven't done one like this. All right, number 1. Now I've given, oh darn, I don't want that anymore. Okay, here's my parallelogram. Shh. Right. That's perpendicular. They told us that this is 5. They told us this is 6. They told us this is 13. How long is this side? How do you know? Okay, how long is this side? Okay, so how do we find perimeter? Okay, where did you get the second 11? So this is going to be 26 plus 22, which is 48. Okay, how do you find the area of a parallelogram? Base times height. What's the base? What's the height? Oh, how do you find it? Oh, it's not. Why isn't it not 30, 60? Doesn't tell you. Why isn't it 45, 45? So 8 squared plus
I probably would have done.
5 squared equals, don't you dare put a 30 or a 60, that doesn't make sense. 8 squared plus 25 equals, subtract, you get 144. Does anybody know what the square root of 144 is? I'm proud of you all. Which one do I use, the positive or the negative?
Negative.
So my area is going to be 132. Next. Any others? Have we done them all now? 17? No, we didn't do 17. So let's go back and look at 17. It's on graph paper. 17 is GDF. So let me highlight that with a different highlighter. We've got GDF. What figure is it? This is 17. It is a triangle. What's the area formula for a triangle? 1/2 base times height. Let's see. So area is going to equal 1/2. What's the base? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the height? 3. What's half of 6? Area is 9. That's number 17.
So 405